welcome to Scout Network, and this is going to be a massive video because in this video I'm going to talk about the rebuild of Manchester United under Qatari ownership, and this surely is an exciting time to be a Man United fan. And today in this video I'm going to talk about the realistic signings we could make in the summer, the deadwood players that we have to sell, and the players that we have to loan out, and also the young players who is doing well out on loan that we can infuse into this squad next season. This is going to be a tiny bit longer video, so stay with me till the end because I know you are excited for this rebuild. So do watch the video till the end, give me a few minutes of yours, and do let me know in the comments if you agree with me or not. So without wasting any more time, let's begin with the video. So first of all, we need to look at the squad and analyze which players do we need in which positions. First of all, we will look at the goalkeeping situation. So currently at this moment in time, we got 4 goalkeepers in the squad: David De Gea, Tom Heaton, Jack Butland and Nathan Bishop. Many people who do not want David De Gea to stay, but many people do actually rate David De Gea because he is a club legend. I do think Ten Hag also rates David De Gea, that is why he has offered him a new deal, so I expect David De Gea to stay next season. Even though I do think United will sign a goalkeeper next year as well, because United are proactively looking for a goalkeeper in the transfer market. And in my opinion, the goalkeeper is going to be David Raya from Brentford. Yes, David Raya is actually having a brilliant season with Brentford. His save ratio is brilliant and his pass ratio out of the back is also very good, which is very important under Ten Hag's system. But the question here is, can David De Gea and David Raya stay in the same team? And I believe, in my opinion, they can, because Tom Heaton and Jack Butland both, I believe, is going to leave next year. 2 proper first team goalkeepers. We can rotate those goalkeepers. David De Gea will remain first choice at the beginning of the season, but when David Raya comes in and does well in the training, he can surely take over from David De Gea and learn from David De Gea most importantly. So that's 2 goalkeepers for now. The third choice goalkeeper for me should be Mateo Kovar, who's out on loan at Sparta Praha in Czech Republic League, who's doing really well right now. So the young goalkeeper, I will bring him back and make him the third choice goalkeeper in this team, and loan out the likes of Nathan Bishop, who's currently not getting any kind of game time. I believe David Raya will cost us £25 million because his contract is also up in 2024. At the start of the video, I actually forgot to mention that we got £200 million budget. It is going to be a realistic video, so I have kept it £200 million. Not crazy money what Manchester City or Chelsea spends usually. For David Raya, we actually don't have to spend from our £200 million transfer budget. If you remember correctly, we still have a goalkeeper out on loan named Dean Henderson. We can sell him for £25 million to Nottingham Forest next summer and use that £25 million for David Raya. So we sell a goalkeeper to buy a goalkeeper, so that we don't have to actually spend anything from our transfer budget. Smart business. So our goalkeepers being said, David De Gea, David Raya and Mateo Kovar. Let's now move to the next position, which is right back. And I believe we got 2 decent right backs at this moment in time in the club, Diogo Dalot and Wan-Bissaka. Ten Hag wanted to sign a new right back, but I think Wan-Bissaka has turned things around for him at the club by putting recent good performances. So I don't think we will spend anything on the right back situation. We might or we might not, but I don't think we will do that at this moment. So I probably won't expect a new signing in that position. Same goes with the left back situation, where we got Tyrell Malacia and Luke Shaw, who are doing really well at this moment. So I don't expect any signings in that area either. But I do actually expect some sales in those positions. Yes, Ethan Laird, who's out on loan at QPR and doing currently well, we have to sell him because he doesn't really have a place in this team. So I would probably sell him, Ethan Laird, for $5 million to QPR. We have to sell the likes of Brandon Williams for $5 million as well. Alex Telles, who's out on loan at Sevilla, $10 million for him. So there's 20 million straight away that adds to our budget. There's another young left back who's doing really well for Preston North End, Alvaro Fernandez. We probably have to loan him out again next year, maybe to La Liga or maybe to a Premier League side. So currently we have got £220 million budget and signed only 1 player in 3 different positions. Now we'll move to the centre back position, and that is going to be an extremely key area where we have to improve. Yes, we have got Rafael Varane and Lisandro Martinez, but the backup is where we are struggling at this moment. Harry Maguire, Victor Lindelof, not enough quality they provide at this moment in time. So we have to improve in those areas. I genuinely believe Maguire and Lindelof will be sold next summer, and we have to bring in replacements for them. And the replacements for me, in my opinion, has to be Kim Min-jae and Jurrien Timber. Min-jae from Napoli, who's having a phenomenal season and is going to win the Serie A, and Jurrien Timber, who is a player that Ten Hag wanted last summer. Let's not forget, Ten Hag really rates Timber very highly, and I believe Timber can come in as a replacement of Victor Lindelof in this team, and Kim Min-jae will be the replacement of Harry Maguire as a left-sided centre back as well. Timber will cost around 40 million from Ajax, and also Kim Min-jae will cost around 50 million because he's got a release clause in his contract as well. We have to remind ourselves that. and we have to sign Kim Min-jae ASAP because he's a phenomenal defender. So combined of these two centre backs should cost around 90 million for us. So straight away that 90 million goes from our transfer budget and brings that down to 130 million left. But we actually have to sell some players as well. Lindelof, Maguire, and there is another guy, Eric Bailly. We can actually sell and get our money back too. If we can sell Maguire for 40 million, Lindelof for 25 million and Bailly for 10 million, we actually are getting back around 75 million pounds. And believe me, there are clubs who can pay 40 million for Maguire. Teams like Everton, who have Sean Dyche as a manager, they will pay money for Maguire. And Lindelof for 25 million because teams like Inter Milan, Atletico Madrid, they were interested in Lindelof. So I think we can sell Lindelof for around 25 million. That should be his price tag. And Eric Bailly, who's out on loan at Marseille, if Marseille decides to activate his buyout clause, they can sign him for around 10 million. So we get 75 million back, which gets our budget again up to 205 million pounds. So young centre backs that we have to get rid, because I don't think they are going to make it to the first team. The likes of Terren Mengi, Dishon Bernard, I don't think they are going to make it to the first team. So we have to get rid of them in the championship teams. And guys like Axel Tuanzebe, Phil Jones, we just have to let them go. It's about time. There is another young centre back who's currently doing well, Will Fish at Hibernian, but we have to loan him out again, probably to a championship club next year. So after this centre back changes, we got 4 centre backs: Varane, Martinez, Kim Min-jae, Timber. If you are happy with the changes I have made, do smash a like on the video as well, guys. With our backline now sorted, now we will move to the midfield area, which is going to be another crucial area that we have to improve. And straight away we will talk about the defensive midfield, Casemiro and McTominay. Casemiro is definitely staying and McTominay have to leave, because he is not good enough and we need to bring in a replacement for McTominay. I genuinely believe we can sell McTominay for around 35 million pounds to Newcastle. And the moment we do that, our transfer budget goes up again to 240 million pounds. We got a load of money in our hands now and we can actually spend big on some big players. And believe me, we need Jude Bellingham in this midfield. Yes, Jude Bellingham is going to cost a lot of money and we have a lot of money. So we use that money to buy Jude Bellingham because he is going to be a revolutionary midfielder in the next few years. That dude can do everything. He's a leader at 19. We spent around 120 million pounds for Jude Bellingham to bring him from Dortmund, where he's having a phenomenal season. So out of 240 million, we spent 120 million for Jude Bellingham. That brings us down to 120 million left in the transfer budget. But we got Casemiro and Bellingham in our midfield, Eriksen still in our midfield, Bruno Fernandes in our midfield. We still need 2 more midfielders because I genuinely think we need 6 midfielders in our team. I do think we are going to keep Fred because Fred will be in his last years of his contract. I don't think anybody is going to pay anything for Fred next year. So we might end up having Fred next year, unfortunately. But this season he's been a pretty decent squad player. I do think that is going to be his role again next year too. But we do need to bring in another midfielder. I think that is going to be Marcel Sabitzer. I think we are going to sign him on a permanent deal for 10 million pounds to 15 million pounds. And we probably are going to let Donny van de Beek go out on loan because I don't think any team in the world is going to pay anything for Donny van de Beek at this moment. There will be offers for him on loan. I think we are going to let him go out on loan to Ajax again, where he regains his form back, and then we might sell him in the next summer. So Casemiro, Bellingham, Eriksen, Fred, Bruno and Sabitzer. These will be our 6 midfielders for next season. So after spending the money, we are left with 105 million pounds in our transfer budget. We can actually sell another midfielder called Hannibal Mejbri, who's out on loan at Birmingham City. Marseille reportedly wanted him last summer and we can actually sell him for around 10 million because that is his quite valuation. He's doing pretty decent at Birmingham City. I don't think he's going to make it into the United squad. I don't think Ten Hag really rates him that highly. So I believe he will be sold for around 10 million and we can use that in our transfer budget as well. I do think we have to loan out the likes of Charlie Savage, Zidane Iqbal, Shora Shoretine next season as well. We do have Kobe Mainoo, who's doing actually really well in the youth setup for us. I do think he is going to play next year a little bit more often instead of Fred in this squad. Kobe Mainoo will remain part of this team. Now from midfield, let's move to the wingers, and this is where I don't think we need a signing at all. We are stacked in that place. We've got Anthony and Pelestri on the right wing. We've got Sancho and Garnacho on the left wing. We are absolutely stacked on the wings. We also got Marcus Rashford, obviously. So I genuinely don't think we need a winger next year. We also got Ahmad, who's doing really well for Sunderland in the championship. But I do think he needs another loan, maybe to a Premier League club next year where he does really well. Then we might bring him back a season after that if he does really well in the Premier League. So that is it for the wingers, no changes at all. Now let's move to the most exciting position, which is the striker. We do need a striker badly, and right now in the club we have got Anthony Martial, Anthony Elanga and Wout Weghorst, 3 striker options. None of them are good enough. I do think Anthony Martial will remain part of the team even next year. I don't think any team is paying anything for Anthony Martial because he's always injured. So Martial will remain part of the team and play whenever he's fit. And I do not think Wout Weghorst will be signed by United permanently next year because the dude is really working hard, but there is no quality to show for him. He does not score enough goals to sign him for 10 million. So I don't think we are signing Wout Weghorst. We will replace Wout Weghorst when he goes back to Burnley. We will replace Wout Weghorst with a proper striker. And we also are going to sell Anthony Elanga because I don't think he's got a future at Man United. I don't think he's good enough or he's going to be good enough in the future for Man United. So we will sell Elanga for 20 million because Borussia Dortmund really wanted Elanga last January window. So if we sell Anthony Elanga for 20 million, we add that to our transfer budget. And our transfer budget actually goes up to 135 million pounds. That is sufficient enough to buy a new striker. And the striker I want, yes, you guessed it correctly, Victor Osimhen from Napoli. The phenomenal striker, one of the best strikers, one of the best young strikers in world football right now. I want Victor Osimhen, not Harry Kane. I do not want Harry Kane. We might end up signing Harry Kane, but I genuinely, this is my personal preference, I would rather sign Victor Osimhen for 135 million pounds. He can play for us for next 10 years. He will be a phenomenal striker. He can score goals for fun. And since we have that 135 million pound, I think that is going to be sufficient for Napoli to let him go. But what do you think about this? Do you want Osimhen or do you want Kane? Do let me know in the comments. And that is it for the video, guys. Do smash a like on the video if you agree with the signings. David Raya, Julian Timber, Kim Min-jae, Sabitzer, Bellingham, Osimhen. All that in a same transfer window. What a phenomenal transfer window that would be. Do let me know in the comments if you're happy with this. And also subscribe to my channel because I've really thought about this video and made this video for you guys to watch. I'm a Man United fan myself, so I know how much excited you are too with this takeover. So yeah, subscribe to my channel and I will see you guys in the next video.